Cheap like borscht.
Borscht?
Is that what it's called? I don't know if you remember that.
Cheap like borscht.
Borscht? Is it called borscht?
Hi everybody, this is Lynn from Lions and Fitness.
Tanya from Live Wellness Life Coaching.
And we're back with our public podcast.
Mm-hmm.
We've been off for a little while enjoying some summer fun.
Yes.
Enjoying the sun.
The rain.
Enjoying the flooding. It's fun.
Yeah.
Lots of rain.
Times all around.
Yeah. I like the mosquitoes. Those are my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My kids say, what's the purpose of having mosquitoes?
I don't think there is.
I say, I have no idea. Maybe to feed other bugs? I don't know.
Yeah, they feed other bugs and they're here to annoy the shit out of us.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's all good.
All good.
All good. All right, so today we're just going to kind of jibber jabber. I want to use that word. I just wanted to use a word that I don't think I've used before. Jibber jabber. And we're going to talk about a little bit about what's happening for the month of September. So, website is pretty much up to date with everything. So the registrations are all up and ready to go. So level 1, level 2, level 3. If you go to, and we'll have that thing scrolling at the bottom here, the www.investinyourselfcourse.com, and everything's all set up there. So you guys can just pay through PayPal, and yay, and yeah, get your.
We already got people signed up, Pat.
We have some people signed up already, so score.
Action move,
and go. So it'll be. So we're excited. I think we've got some pretty good plans coming up for that month of September.
Yes, we do. I was going through my calendar yesterday, and it's pretty funny because I just booked my very first women's retreat. So that's really exciting.
That's
and
awesome.
We do that the 14th, 15th, 16th, and our first class is the 16th. So I'll be traveling back.
Coming right to class.
And just coming right to class.
Yeah.
But whatever, I'll be on high anyway.
That's gonna be
awesome. A weekend with 25 First Nations, beautiful First Nation women. So I'm very excited about that.
All right, so I don't know. We've kind of just been discussing a lot of stuff, and I think the biggest things that we've been talking about is, well, I know for myself, it has been a little bit of procrastination on some stuff, and we've talked. Well, yesterday we were talking about action steps, and again, those things are so darn important if you're not actually staying on top of them.
Yes, and we're actually had a new set of action steps that we're following through with. In it because we're going to be teaching that to level 3.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah. So we're working on that so that we can experience it ourselves.
Well, I did it about 3 years ago, and I'm doing it again just to because I really like to experience everything that I'm teaching you guys, and I did experience it, but I felt like I needed a little bit of a refresher.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
I finally finished a few books.
Did you though?
I did. I actually did.
Which ones did you finish? The Monk? The Soldier's Ferrari?
I have 2 chapters, 3 maybe left on that one.
The War of
Hearts done, and I started reading the Embrace Your Magnificence. Magnificence?
Embrace Your Magnificence, yeah.
And I started reading that one again.
So you didn't finish a couple books.
So I finished one. Hey, I'll take that. And I started 2 more.
Okay, good.
And then what was the other one that I did a couple things on for my fitness company. So I finished a couple CrossFit books as well. So.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Yeah. So
good job.
Nothing to do with this stuff, but.
Oh, and then the store is up on the website.
Yes.
And did you post the recommended reading?
Not yet.
No? Okay.
No.
Well, Lynn, I had to do 2 recordings, so I did one meditation to block off people's energy around you. I did it before I came here.
Is it up on the website?
No, I sent it to you, and you were to post it.
Oh, yes, I do.
With the recommended reading and recommended listening.
I will have that up for you today.
Summer.
Yeah, well, everything that we...
Maybe write it down.
Everything that we recommend in those levels, that it's all on the website, and you can buy it through that, and then you can support us at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Yes, please. Thank you.
Please and thank you. High five. Cool. I was actually watching one of the podcasts because I'm making a promo video for the Invest in Yourself for the September launch, and there's a lot of those in our podcast. Fun. It's all right. Whatevs. It's all good. So one of the things that I actually had talking about was accountability and how to hold yourself accountable and how others can hold you accountable. So I think that's what I want to talk about. That kind of just came to me.
Bring it on.
All right. So what's your thoughts on that? Tanya, I'll throw you under the bus this time. She always tosses me underneath.
Personal responsibility, accountability, holding people accountable, or holding yourself accountable?
Okay, well, let's start with how would you hold yourself accountable?
Give me an example of what?
I don't even know. No, now you're throwing me under the bus.
Like how I do that?
Yeah. Well, on anything, if you're okay, well, let's go with because I know that some of the girls I was talking to them about even just doing their hundreds. Okay. So
okay.
Holding people accountable. How would you hold yourself accountable to finishing those 100 goals in the 2 and a bit months that they get off?
Well, what I did when I did those 100 goals in 100 days was I wrote the 100 goals down on a piece of paper. Can I take a piece of paper so I can show them exactly what I did?
Sure.
So I wrote down my 100 goals on a piece of paper, and I folded it like this, and I had it in my pocket everywhere that I went. And if I was at a red light, I'd pull it out and I'd read it. If I was waiting for the kids to come to the car, I'd pull it out and I'd read it. Before I had dinner, while I was making dinner, wherever the hell I was, I probably pulled this piece of paper out of my pocket about 20 times a day and read it over and over and over again. And I embedded it in my subconscious and my consciousness. And it was a goal that I set for myself.
Yeah.
And I would pick the easiest ones to do, right? And then before I went to bed, I would be like, okay, is there anything else that I can do before I go to sleep? Is there anything else that I can do before I go to sleep? And if there was, I'd get up and I'd do it.
Yeah.
Not if it's like a 4-hour goal. We already discussed that before. But if it's like something that's going to take me 20 minutes, I'm going to get up and I'm going to do it. So that was how I held myself, took personal responsibility and held myself accountable, was that it's this piece of paper. I know what's happening to my subconscious. I know what's happening to I know that I'm planting this into my head. Do you know what I mean? The more and more that I read it. It's the same with the affirmations that we talked about. We say it 1,000 times over and over again because we want to create a new belief, right?
Yeah. So
that's kind of what our goals are doing. We're creating these. We're making it happen before it happens. The more you read it, the more you're confirming that it's happening.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. Because when you deliberately create something, you believe, and grateful, being grateful, trust me, this is all going to come together. Being grateful is kind of like the definition of something already happening.
Yeah.
Right? So if you're grateful for everything on this piece of paper and you in your subconscious believe that it's already happened and you're basically planting it there to make it seem like it's already happened, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. That's deliberately, that's deliberate creation. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that is one way to hold yourself accountable when it comes to those 100 goals in 100 days or affirmations or any type of goals that you want. If you want 10 specific things that you want to happen, write them down, repeat them over and over and over again. And you know what? The universe, God, divinity, whatever resonates with you is going to conspire to help make it happen.
And I think I wrote this in a blog. Like, you're given your tools for everything. So like when you have your 100 goals and everything that is on that list to achieve whatever you're wanting to achieve, usually it's something that you're passionate about getting done, right? Like it's not going to be whatever. So the universe and the God and whoever, they want you to succeed. So of course it's going to be there for you if you really are looking for it.
Yeah.
And if you want to work
and again,
for
it's all in perception, right? Like, I actually faced one of my biggest demons today by, I'm not going to tell you, I'm not ready for that yet, but it was something that I had experienced and I perceived it to be a really negative thing. When in fact, it played a huge part in who I am today and the path that I took, the journey that I took. So for years and years, I perceived it as being this horrible thing holding me back. When I changed my perception, when I changed the way that I thought about it, I see that it's actually something that brought me to where I am today. And I'm so uber grateful for it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you could look at anything and change your perception of it. There is a yin to the yang. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there is polarity. There are two subjects. What does Abraham say? There are two subjects to everything, right?
Yeah.
So for me having, I don't know, this really negative experience growing up, there's also a polar opposite.
There's to every dark, there's light. And
yeah. So it's your choice what you want to see.
Yeah, and
it's your choice. And you know what? For some of you guys, it might be a fucking kick in the ass to hear that because it means you have to take personal responsibility. Yeah. You have to take responsibility for the way that you look at life, for the way that you're living life.
Yeah.
And it might be hard for some people. It was really freaking hard for me.
Well, and that's the thing is people have this, well, and I'm not going to place judgment on people, but the thing is that a lot of people view if like life has to be hard and it has to be this and this experience is a shit experience and why is this happening?
I'm just making them.
Oh, why is this happening to me and blah, 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 blah. But the thing is that you may not know it at the time. So whatever happened back in the day, like, and same with me, whatever happened back in the day, you don't know why you're in it, but eventually I think you kind of fall into that other side of it.
Exactly where you're supposed to be.
Yep.
You're exactly where you are supposed to be. So whatever happened to you in life is what was supposed to happen.
Yep.
Okay? Coincidences, I don't believe in coincidences.
Me neither.
Okay. So that life is hard, life is hard, life is supposed to be hard, life is supposed to be hard. Guess what, guys? That is a learned belief, and that is limiting you. So we call that a learned limiting belief.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And you know what? There is a polar opposite to that. Life is easy. Life is easy. What did I say a little while ago was life happens for you, not to you.
Yeah, you said that in one of our level 1, I think it was a level 1 podcast.
Yeah. Life happens for you, not to you. Okay? When I wake up in the morning, and this is something that I had to learn over the last 7 months, when I wake up in the morning, it is my choice how I'm going to live my day. It is my choice. I'm not going to wake up in the morning and allow life to happen to me. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to allow life to dictate how my day is going to go.
Yeah.
I am going to dictate how my day is going to go. And a lot of people don't know that they have the capability of doing that.
Yeah. Well, it's all in the mindset, right? I mean, you can choose. Well, because can you imagine, okay, if you want to take that, can you imagine turning on the news and watching all the horrible things that are happening in the world and yada, yada, yada? You know, your coffee didn't go off, you're 5 minutes late for work, your boss is yelling at you. Well, of course, then life is, you're letting it completely control you if you let your mindset go into that.
Can I tell a funny story?
Sure.
Okay. It's funny now. Well, it was actually funny when it happened, but I'm just ready to share it. So my husband and I separated about 7 months ago, and him and I were together for 12 years, okay? So I never really had to worry much about paying the bills and things like that. So, but before him and I got together, I was always in financial crisis, right? Like, that's just how I lived life. So basically being with my husband, I learned how to just kind of relax and to whatever. So we separated about 7 months ago, and I started living on my own, and things were flowing. Well, this one night I came home. I went to go turn on the lights. I was talking to my girlfriend, and I'm like, yeah, oh, I just got in, and I flip on the lights, and it's like 10 o'clock at night. I just finished having a couple glasses of wine with my sister, and I'm like, oh, my power's out. I'm like, they cut my hydro off. So I'm on the phone with her. She's like, oh my God, Tanya. Oh my God. And I'm kind of giggling about it. And I'm like, it's really dark in here. Can you just stay on the phone with me while I go upstairs and grab some clothes because I can't sleep here tonight? And it was funny because I could have looked at that situation, and in the past, okay, if this was me 10 years ago, I would have lost my shit.
Yeah.
I would have blamed everybody. I would have blamed the hydro company. I would have blamed that person for not helping me or whatever else. This time I was like giggling. I'm like, oh, that's funny. And then I'm like, well, nobody to blame but myself. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm the one who didn't make the payment arrangements, or, I'm still learning how to budget and whatever else.
Well, and that kind of holds to your personal responsibility, right?
Well, totally.
Right?
So I kind of I took personal responsibility in the fact that I knew that it was me, nobody else. And I was like, well, I could be totally get out of the vortex and blame myself and feel sorry for myself and whatever else. But instead I was like, well, I'm going to go sleep at a friend's house tonight. And then tomorrow I got on the phone with the hydro company and I'm like, okay, what do I need to do? They told me what I needed to do. I did what they asked me to do. And then my hydro was turned on later that day.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a learning experience, right? The point that I'm trying to make is that, yes, it was funny. And I'm so proud of myself that I was able to be in a situation where I could laugh at that.
Yeah.
Where I could laugh at that rather than go, life is so hard. I can't do this. I can't keep up with the bills. I can't do this. Blah, 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 blah. No.
I think, and you know what? And it shows that, I think if you can handle situations like that, and because it happens to everybody. Let's be honest, it's happened to everybody once upon a time. But I think if you can laugh about it and you can go, well, whatever. At least it's not the dead of winter, and they wouldn't do that anyways. They can't. But
yeah, my girlfriend was like, "Are you laughing?" And I'm like, "Uh-huh."
Because
She's
you gotta
like,
have
oh
a better.
gosh.
It's better to have a good sense of humor about it. Because like for me, if I'm in a really kind of messed up situation, I'd rather try to chuckle at the situation and try to make it. Because what's the other option? You're gonna cry and have a temper tantrum, and that's still not gonna turn your power on that night. So now she's holding herself accountable
again, and
just a full circle.
But I could have gotten pissed off at her and started a blah 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 blah,
exactly.
and you can't speak to me like this, and you know what I mean? But I was like, meh.
And it's true though, because there's so many people that take things so out of context and they take things so seriously. But I think if you can kind of do it in that, but look at her, she's laughing now, right? And it's so much better to be in better. I don't know, because you can't stop the bad stuff from happening. You can only
but it's all in perception, right? Yeah. Anybody out there watching this can totally see how this could have gone bad, and maybe it did go bad, but it was recovered and. What did I need to learn? I'm not quite sure what I needed to learn, but I did need to learn something.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I remember back in the day, I would have probably have lost my shit on that person too. Yeah. I wasn't the nicest, most tolerable person back then. It was everybody else's fault. What do you mean you shut off my power? Dude, I need the lights to see my shit.
I was like,
my phone is dead.
I have 2 kids here. I need my cable. No, I'm just kidding. I need
my TV. You don't understand. It's summer holidays.
Yeah.
We need TV.
That's funny.
That's pretty funny.
Learning how to spend money properly. I'm not struggling. I'm financially, I'm fine. I'm just learning how to budget. You know what I mean? And, but a few years ago, I would have been embarrassed to tell that story. And today I'm sharing it with whoever the hell's watching this. You know what I mean? Because I am who I am. And
well, and people can learn from that. Because I think if Kate will say if it would have been, I don't know, your next door neighbor, and she might have a bad attitude. And I don't know if you watch this or if she's watching this, then maybe she's going to be okay. Because you know what? If you're nice to somebody and you are respectful and you try to do what you can do to be in that, and again, it's all in the perception. If you're actually throwing that niceness out, usually they're going to switch it on the phone and they're going to be like, okay, this person is willing to work on it and you're making your life a little bit easier.
It brings me back to another story. I was 15 or 16 years ago, I was dating this guy. And we're in this big argument or whatever, we broke up. and it's the dead of winter, and I'm wearing a skirt
This
and
is a good
heels, and I'm like, screw you, I'm leaving. Oh, this is funny. And so then I stomp outside, and my sisters and my girlfriends are following me out. And my one girlfriend goes, Tanya, where are you going? Your car's over there. And I was like, oh. And I was stomping past him too. So I stomp past him, and I slip and I fall, like face down in my skirt and heels. This is funny. And he comes up to me, and his hands are in his pockets. Oh, you can't see me. Okay, well, anyway, his hands are in his pockets, and he's like, you all right? and I'm like, no, don't talk to me. And I was like so mad. And then I just got up and I had to fucking walk past him to get back to my car after I just fell flat on my face. Anyways, today when I fall, because it happens quite often, whenever in class I was trying to do a handstand and I fell hard in front of the entire class.
Yeah, that was funny.
And my shirt was up and everything, and I'm like,
she's on the mat like this.
Yeah, I look over and my partner, Stacy, and she's like, oh, what happened?
And then I had a new client who's like, I'm not doing it. Yeah, she's like, I'm not touching the wall.
And then I'm like, and I just started laughing my ass off. And I tell you what, like, it's more fun to laugh at yourself when those things happen than it is to get pissed off because, oh, wow. So it's just, again, a difference in perception, right? A difference in where you're at. I want to tell one more story.
All right.
So I was a young mom, and my daughter is now going to be 19 in like 2 months.
Oh, wow. So
her and I have like, we butt heads quite a bit because for whatever reason. Yeah, she's a lot like me. And, but she doesn't like to hear any guidance from me. And I mean, I get that I can't give her guidance, but she's really like butting heads with me, even with anything that I say right now. And I kind of giggle about it because I'm like, oh, okay, once adolescence is done, she's going to be like, oh, Mom, you're awesome. Just watch.
Just watch.
And, and the other day she's over and we were having this disagreement. And I was saying something to her or whatever. And she's like, oh, yeah, Mom, the life coach. Just perfect. Mom knows exactly what she's doing. And I'm like, you know what? I make a good life coach because I fuck up and I can take responsibility when I fuck up. I'm like, nobody fucks up as much as I do. So I thought that was a funny story because, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not a life coach because I'm perfect. I'm a life coach because I can take everything that happens to me. That happens to me and I just like... I can take complete responsibility for it and I can learn from it. You know what I mean? Like, I love that. And then I'm able to just...
Well, and I think that's what makes a difference between somebody that can coach and teach somebody or a group is in the lessons learned and how you kind of, I guess, digest them. Because you can digest... I mean, there's a lot of... there's a lot of those stories that if you don't laugh about it today, like, you'd still be sitting in the pissed off juices, right?
Yeah.
And then, but how would you coach that? You wouldn't be able to coach that because you would have never learned how to get past that stuff.
I didn't start being a really good coach until I was able to really share these things.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because you would...
I show my vulnerability.
Yeah.
And that's how I'm able to relate to people.
Well, I think that's the biggest thing I think I learned from you was, even last year, was how just to be authentic. Just more authentic.
Yeah. So what else?
Some good stories. We got some good stuff. Go back to the accountability stuff, too. And that's holding yourself accountable because that's a lot of life lessons that you've learned there and shared with the group.
Well, I want to share. Just in case it's relatable to anybody out there, right? So accountability, taking responsibility.
Yeah, and I think, okay, so that's taking it on yourself. And on all these stories, that's her owning up to her own, I think, so her own personal responsibility, owning up to your own accountability. I think, too, that if you can get yourself in a good support group, if you can get that person that you can lean on, that can push you, Mom, she encourages my company, but at times she's like, Kate, get your head out of your ass, and, you got to find a 9-to-5 desk job or something that's going to be a consistent paycheck because blah, 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 blah. Whatever reasons. And I mean, and I get that. Yeah, because it's safe.
She wants to look out for her little girl.
And she wants to make sure I'm okay.
Yeah.
But the thing is that, like, it's not what I'm going to want to do. So for me, I don't necessarily lean on my mom to hold me accountable to go and get that goal, that big jump. That I usually use you or one of my best friends. And, yeah. And that's who I usually get to give me that push, right? Because you got to find, I think it's that little niche group that'll hold you accountable to specific goals.
Did I talk to them about left-hand and right-hand people?
I think we may have brought it up in the potluck podcast, but maybe we could explain it better.
Okay. Well, okay. So let's go about it this way. The law of fellowship, the law of circulation, maybe too? Or just a law of fellowship?
I'd say
okay, well, anyways,
fellowship, yeah. Maybe.
What does that mean? Basically, it means you surround yourself with like-minded people.
Yep.
Like-minded people. Okay. Easy peasy. Now, you have your family and friends, and you have those like-minded people. Because, let me tell you, those like-minded people usually are not your family and friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
True, yeah.
And so you're going to celebrate a success that you had, in the gym.
Yeah.
Or with a client or whatever else with your family, and they're not going to get it because they're not your like-minded peeps. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. They're your family and you have wonderful times with them and everything else. But if you guys just aren't interested in the same things, that's totally fine.
Mm-hmm.
That's totally fine. Because I think the last podcast that we touched on, like, I was like, yeah, you can tell me about your French school all you want. It's just not my bag, and I don't really care that much about it. So, like, I'll support you and I'll listen, but it's not my thing.
Yeah.
So then you have your left-handed people, your like-minded people. So then that's part of the reason why we created that Facebook group and, all the people in the gym and whatever else. So when you want to talk about yourself and you want to celebrate yourself and you want to talk about, the fact that I did this CrossFit competition or I did whatever, then you go to those people and you celebrate the shit out of it because they are so on your level and they want to hear about it and you want to hear about what they have to say as well.
Yeah, because because you can connect on it.
And there's one more aspect to that. Is that when you do combine yourself with like-minded people, okay, you multiply that energy. Yes. You multiply that energy and you create so much of it that if you're, have a business partner and you guys are so, like, in tune to the same thing, you work together, you create that of 4 to 6 to 8 people.
Yeah.
Okay, the energy of 4 to 6 to 8 people. You multiply it over and over and over again. So, I mean, that's another great reason to surround yourself with like-minded people. For me, it's at the gym.
Yeah.
Me, by myself at home, I have that energy of 1.
Yep.
That energy of 1 where I'm like, all right, I'll do 50 burpees. There's no way in hell I'm doing 147.
Well, that was fun.
So then I go to the gym. I do 147 plus like 20.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there was all that energy created and we just inspired each other and everything else like that. Like, that's one example. You have a business meeting or whatever and you talk about what the possibilities are. That's why I love the group coaching and that's why I love doing, like, workshops with kids and women and whatever else because we're all together and we're all there to celebrate each other and we're all there to talk about how we can further our lives and create more of what we want.
Yeah, well, and a lot of the girls, they're like, they talk about, like, I think we've been off for what now? About 3 weeks of the last class? When was the last class? About 3 weeks ago. And I think that already, like, you see the Facebook page is like, like
dying
down and it calms down.
Even with me too, because I took some time out just to dedicate to my kids.
Yeah, and I had to take some time out to get some stuff with Get Fit and LDF and you know, but you calm down on that and you die down on that. And what happens is that, again, you start to kind of resort back to that one. So now, perfect timing, I think, for this podcast to come up, because this is like that kick in the butt. And this is how come I wanted to talk briefly about the accountability, was because, you know, we've got homework for you guys. And we're going to hold you accountable for that homework when you come in September. And this is like to help maybe kind of give some of that energy back, because when me and you start working on stuff, it's that whole, it does create this whole energy, which it totally does.
Yeah.
And
even when her and I do it together.
Yeah. And yeah.
And yeah, again. But one thing I want to add to that, okay, so you got your left-hand people, and those are your like-minded people, right? Mm-hmm. And then you got your right-hand people, and those are your family and friends. Guess what your job with your family and friends is? You know it.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Support them.
You support them. You're just there for support. You support them. You support them, and you're there for them, period. You don't ask for anything from them. You're there to support them.
Yeah.
You need support? You go to your like-minded people, because that's what they're there for. They want that.
So it's the people that share the same interest in you. Yeah. In case you guys you can't decipher that. But yeah, and holding accountability. Get on those Facebook page, guys. And I say still, like, I mean, you guys are still all part of those, like, the people who are in the classes. You guys are still all part of that. So get on the successes. Some people are still writing their successes. And it's kind of cool to see. And I'm sorry that we haven't been replying. There's, like, questions on thoughts of this picture and, like, you know, cricket sound for a couple of days. And then we're like, oh, hey.
Yeah. Well, you know what I've been doing? I'm practicing on limiting myself on my phone.
Yeah.
So I think what I'm going to do is go on once a day, like a scheduled time per day, and answer everything. Because I just find that I'm very addicted to my Facebook.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And I'll go on there to check the invest in yourself, and then I find a thing, and then I scroll. And then 10 minutes has gone by, and I'm like, no.
And yeah, when you think about the bulks of 10 minutes that Facebook can take in your day, it adds up to a couple hours. And I've done the same thing. I've been doing that for a couple weeks now, too, and just trying to, you know, I'll go on. Some days you'll see, like, my stuff explode everywhere. Yeah. That's because I'm having a work day, and it's like out.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm working on that. So I'm going to do that. Okay. And even y'all who are not on, you know, in the levels, we have that Invest in Yourself page, right? Like a community one for anybody. Yep. And there's a lot being posted and shared on there. Yeah,
and actually we just got a new like today too. So get on that. And you guys too out there, share your successes. It doesn't have to be anything huge. I actually wrote a blog about this last night. I was telling her I was asleep. I had my laptop off, my phone was off, and I was rolled up, and and then all of a sudden this blog started writing itself in my head, and I was like, oh. It was like 11 o'clock at night. I got up, I put my glasses back on, opened up my laptop, and just typed it all up. And sent it out there. Mm-hmm. Because that was a success. Those are success. And it was about successes.
Mm-hmm. It was. So one thing I want to add is that if we're talking about accountability and personal responsibility today, it's your responsibility to create what you want to experience in your life. That is your responsibility. It's nobody else's. It's not your husband's. It's not your partner's. It's not your parents'. It's nobody else's responsibility but your own. Mm-hmm. So if you don't know what you want to create, get a pen, get a piece of paper out, and write down what the hell it is that you want to experience in life and how the hell you're going to get it. And now I'm being very vague on how to create what you want to create in your life, because you should totally sign up for the classes if you want some detailed walkthrough on it.
Yeah. And I mean, and like, I think you had sent me that picture. It was invest yourself. You can't.
You're worth. Yeah, you can't afford not to.
You can't afford not to.
You're worth it.
You're worth it. Yeah. And I think it was you can't afford not to. But you know, like, in 6 weeks, the results that we've had from just under 20 people has been pretty substantial. And, like, all our level 2s, again, I'm pretty sure all the level 2s are now signing up for level 3, and I think a good chunk of the level 1s were signing up for level 2s again.
Yeah, and you know what? The thing about it is that I knew how much this information means and how life-changing it is. But I didn't know the extent of it. It was almost like empowering for me to be able to teach this stuff and see the transformations in everybody who attended the class. And now I'm even more confident, cocky, not cocky. I'm teasing. But I'm even more sure that I gotta do what I gotta do in order to get this shit out there to whoever can get their hands on it. So I started yesterday recording my first class for my online classes, because if you're not in Winnipeg, if you're not, around this area and you can't sign up for Lynn's Invest in Yourself classes, then I have my style, my format of, my 5-step empowering women's program that I'll be selling online. Yeah. And it'll save you a few dollars too. So.
Yep. Yeah, and that's going to be cool, because if you can attend her in person, I say do that, because you get to feel the energy that can come off of that girl. There's a lot of energy there. Yeah. So I think if you can do it via face to face, then I think it's worth it.
Totally, I totally think so too.
And then you get the group. But I listened to some of that first class yesterday, and even just through the like the recording, you can still hear the enthusiasm, and you can still feel the energy. It's like, I don't know, just too much energy. It's just like,
yeah. So. Well, I'm gonna give them the option between they can have video and a recording, because I would much rather look at a screen and be like I'm talking to you, and then you can have the option to like plug in the recording in your car if you want, or whatever resonates better with you. But I know for me, video resonates with me.
Yeah, video works better for me too.
The first time I seen Fabienne talk, it was a webinar. And she was like, it was just her talking into the computer or whatever. And she was talking to like, oh my gosh, maybe like 3,000 people. It was like a 3-hour webinar. And I'm not kidding. It felt like she was talking directly to me.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was just gonna say, that when I was listening to your to the class last night, it felt like you were just like,
really?
It felt like you were just talking to one person.
Yes.
So
that is my goal,
and that worked really well. So yeah, so good for you. Yay. I guess you could just plug your other little thing that's happening this summer, just something small.
My camp.
Your camp, just this
tiny
little
small
thing. I'm being sarcastic.
Oh, jeez. I have an Empowering Kids Day Camp, and there's only a couple spots left for August. Yay. So August is like, so it's like pretty much full, but there's a couple spots left in August. Go to empoweringkidsdaycamp.weebly.com. I don't know.
We'll put the I'll have the web.
But anyways, guys, I kept the 10% off on it.
Did you?
I did.
Okay, well there you go. So you got 10% off just because she forgot to take it off.
Yeah.
But I can tell you guys one thing. My son, I put him in, and both my kids are going in this year because Joed was too young last year to go into it. But it really, really helped my son. It really, really, I don't know if it was a learned communication, or maybe it was because I was learning how to work all this stuff together too, but it was really cool. And you're doing stuff for the parents too, right? So that
I'm going to have an hour-long webinar. So I'm going to be talking to you parents, and I'm going to teach you, if you're not aware of, I'm going to teach you everything the kids are teaching, so you understand, what affirmations are, what certain universal laws that they're learning are, and the few activities that we're doing, and then you can sustain it throughout the year.
Yeah, and this stuff here was really, really cool. Nothing like this ever exists here. It doesn't exist. No. So if you want something different, and they do physical activity, right? They're running all day long. Mm-hmm. They're learning some awesome stuff. They're learning how to empower themselves. And basically what you're doing is you're giving them tools so that when they go to school, that if there's any conflict or if there's any type of bullying, they know how to resort inwards to kind of deflect that.
Yeah. And yes, because you kind of learn how to be on a higher vibration. Mm. So you kind of miss all that.
Yeah.
I loved how Abraham Hicks explained it the other day. She's like, you could be with a group of kids or a group of people, and they're talking about you. and all the shit, gossip, whatever,
Mhm.
and you walk into the room and you miss it because you're on a different vibration. And you're like, hey, how's it going, everybody? Blah, 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 blah. And they think, oh, we just dodged a bullet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, she didn't
even
catch on.
That.
But it's like, who the hell wants to catch on?
Yeah.
I don't want to catch on. I don't care. And that's where the saying, what you think of me is none of my business comes in to play, right?
Yeah.
So these kids can learn to be on a different vibration. So when those other kids who are on the lower vibration are in the process of, or, you know, bullying or whatever, they just kind of miss each other.
Yeah.
They just miss each other because they're over here and they're over here.
And if your kid doesn't communicate very well and like my son had a bit of a challenging time communicating on how he felt, like he would just bottle it up and then would just explode. Like it was not fun. So now we just use the chart that she teaches them in class, and it works really, really well.
Yeah.
So if you guys are looking for something different at the end of August, at that point too, they're getting bored.
Yeah, you get like, I'm fun. I am fun. I am. The kids do love me.
You're crazy.
Yeah, I'm crazy, and I entertain, right? So I keep the kids engaged. But the part that I love about it is that I've dropped my kids off at day camps before, at school even, and they get in trouble. They'd have to do lines. They'd have to, you know, sit on a timeout and stuff like that. I don't do any of that.
Yeah.
All I do is I celebrate the shit out of them.
Yeah.
I don't swear. Okay? I don't swear.
No, she's actually No, she's good.
But I celebrate the crap out of them while they're there for everything.
Yeah.
For everything. And then I teach them how to celebrate themselves.
Yeah.
And when they're there, they are literally feeling love that they would at home.
Yeah.
Like, that's my goal, is to just love the crap out of them and celebrate the crap out of them.
My son was really, like, he went for the full 2 weeks last year, and he was really upset that it was done, and he was waiting for you to get this one. He's been talking about it for a year. A year.
That's so awesome.
He's really excited.
I think almost everybody who came last year is coming back again this year.
That's awesome.
Plus more. More. And I'm only one person, and there's no other camp like this in Winnipeg. So I'm also in the process of creating a certification program so I can teach other camps how to, your dog's snoring, how to, so I'm going to teach other camps how to do this.
Yeah.
Because this shit needs to get out there to everybody.
Well, I think it's so important because you set them up for such a easier transition in life.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause, I mean, especially like at the ages that they're hitting, right? Like they're going to hit the prepubescent years, and then they hit the teenage years, and then they hit the, oh shit, I'm done school years, and then you know, and if you can kind of teach them how to,
there are tools that you carry with you throughout life.
And you had said it best once. I don't remember if it was on a podcast or if it was just something when we were talking. If they don't use it then, they can use it later on because it's there. They know it. It's there.
If they're not ready for it, if they're not ready for that, it's there.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about doing these workshops on the reservations too, is that, you know, many, not just there, but everywhere in our society, in our community, a lot of times, many times, kids will never hear this information until they're adults like us, just like us. I never heard this information until I was like 30, right? Yeah. But my point is that, yes, it's going to really affect quite a few of these kids, but those who it doesn't yet, when they need it, they're going to be able to pull these tools out. Yep. It's going to be there.
I like to use the tool belt.
And I like to use a toolbox. Yeah. You know, because I'm English.
Well, no, because a tool belt, at least it's right here. You don't have to walk to a box. Trust me, if you're on a job site, you're going to, you want to pull out that drill, you don't have to go to a box to find it. Oh, yeah. But yeah, guys, like, especially with the summer months, like, we're going to be, you know, these podcasts will happen when we have a chance to kind of get together to make them happen. And
in the meantime, you should take little clips out and just...
Yeah, in the meantime, I'm going to keep kind of throwing, you know, little top 10 moments here and there. And we just did like a comedic one because, and I actually touched on that when I made a video testimonial with another client of mine. And we actually touched base on that, saying that we did the top 10 because this stuff gets heavy. Like, it gets thick, and sometimes the energy gets a little bit low because people are like, they're stuck in those limiting beliefs, and they're almost frustrated and they're pissed off with themselves that they let themselves get there. So I made a funny top 10 of the stuff that me and you do at podcasts.
I'm sure we have enough to do another one.
I have enough material to probably pull out another 3 or 4 top 10s.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
I'm going to pull out another one pretty soon.
Do it.
I will.
I'm not kidding you. Probably half the views on that one was from me. Because I kept playing it and laughing my ass off.
Oh, there was some good ones. Like the whole I'm mad thing. Oh, just... You know what? If you're ever in a shitty mood, just watch us be complete jackasses on that, and that'll help.
But the thing is that, yes, we're getting some really serious information across, but when our vibration is high, you're able to receive it, and we're able to deliver it a hell of a lot better and easier. And it's just easier to receive. You know what I mean? Like,
and it's more fun than it's not. Like, I mean, yeah, it's serious stuff, but it's fun to learn this stuff, and it's fun to...
It's more fun than it's not.
Yeah, I like that line.
It's more fun. Here, let me write that down. It's more fun than it's not. Can you maybe put that as the title to this?
You're such an ass. It's more fun than it's not.
It's more fun than it's not. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right. So that's it for this week.
Yay.
Maybe we'll do something in the next few weeks. Before I go on holidays, I'm taking off for a week at the end of July. What? That's like the first time in over a year that I've taken a week off. And it's not even a full week. It's 3 days off.
What?
Yeah, I leave Monday, come back Thursday, and then I work Friday.
Oh.
That's okay. And then I leave again for Dryden, so...
Let's go to the bathroom.
Should I push on your stomach right now? No.
All right. I love you all. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for putting up with us.
Enjoy your couple weeks of summer before we come back.
Haha.
And September, get on that level 1. If you guys are anything intrigued with what this girl had to talk about, then sign up today. All right, have a good summer. See y'all later. Bye.